You're listening to the On the Mark Wrestling Podcast.
Go for it, Jim. Climb the ladder, kid. Make yourself famous.
A podcast covering all things WWE.
I have now returned to save the WWE.
NXT.
The beautiful part of NXT is that when one dream ends, another dream begins.
And AEW.
Holy wrestling. I couldn't be more happy.
Here are your hosts, Kyle Gagliardi and Jim Tucker.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the On the Mark Wrestling Podcast, hosted by the Marks, for the Marks. I am your host, Kyle Gagliardi, and as always, I am joined by my good friend, Jim Tucker, or as I like to call him, Tucker!
What's going on, Kyle?
Like you would say, Tuck, living the dream.
Yeah, we are. We're going to be this weekend.
Oh, man, we got a lot of wrestling to watch live this weekend. Why don't you run it down if they don't know already?
All right, so tomorrow we head to Rosemont to watch SmackDown. We're spending the night in Rosemont.
With Mikey Wilson of Mikey and the Degenerates.
And Mikey and the Degenerates, yes. And we will be running around causing trouble in Rosemont on Saturday, probably top golfing before War Games.
Hopefully with Ryan Vogus.
Yeah, and Mark Mezikowski.
Yes, Mez.
Strong fingers crossed there.
Yes.
We'll head home after War Games. Then we head back on Sunday.
We gotta, rejuvenate the battery there a little bit.
Yeah, I work 8:30 to 2:30 on Sunday, by the way.
Do you really?
5 hours of lessons, yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say you're a teacher. You don't
Yeah.
coaching.
So I got some
sense.
lessons Sunday, then we head back for Survivor Series. Then Mikey and I are taking loyal listener Ian Garavaglia with us. We're going to Raw on Monday.
So I'm missing out on Ian this whole weekend.
Well, you'll get him Wednesday.
I will get him Wednesday for AEW Dynamite.
You and I will be joined by Ian Garavaglia for AEW Dynamite on Wednesday. So
I think I'm driving for that one. Can you confirm?
yeah,
Yes.
you can drive all of them. You and Mikey can drive every day, all of them. I hate it.
I'm trying to get back because the guy that's sitting to my left right now, our special guest, we have this yearly tradition.
Okay.
It's called Blackout Wednesday.
Yes.
You ever heard of it?
Yeah, I have.
We're going to be doing some drinking. And, of course,
That's what I heard, yeah.
If you're under the age of 21, you should not be drinking. But if you are above 21, you can join us out in the Crown Point Bar as our special guest that I was just referring to. He was on episode 10.5, our live stream of Crown Jewel.
Yes.
You remember that one?
Yeah, the two of you did a great job. I was out.
Doing birthday stuff?
Yeah, I was somewhere.
But we're going to call him OTSN personality, Aaron Oros. Aaron, how are we doing today?
We're doing great. I kind of like OTSN glue guy. I think we've been over this before just because I can talk about anything. But wrestling is a big one. So, yeah, glad to be on. About time. I wanted to get on, kind of speak my piece when it comes to stuff going on today in wrestling. So
Just make sure you talk directly in the mic when you're doing this. If
Wouldn't
you're
hurt.
STP.
Wouldn't hurt. Oh, that's bad. That's nice.
You're allowed to say whatever you want.
That's
This is,
nice.
I figured.
It's an explicit
We
podcast.
can also bring the mic to you. It moves. We got.
Yeah,
It's
there we go.
All right. I'm here.
wiggleable up, down. There we go.
So, Tuck, I don't know if you know this. Actually, you probably do because you've dove into YouTube a little bit of my past.
Oh, yeah.
Me and Aaron, we used to do predictions, reviews, all these kind of shows on YouTube.
Right.
Just talking about the WWE.
Yeah.
And, look at us now.
And here we are. We've got our own podcast, part of a network, a little bit of a YouTube presence. Did a Pro Wrestling Crate review.
That was nice.
90 views.
I mean,
Got to stay humble.
we would go to Hooters on Sunday nights and watch wrestling pay-per-views.
That's a throwback. That's before the network.
They still do. They don't
Before
do
the
that
network.
anymore.
No, there's no way.
They probably
cool,
make
though.
no money on. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, they probably don't make any money. But yeah, we would go to Hooters.
Hooters, eat as much wings as possible.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to think about it. We're probably only paying $25 for a meal to watch a pay-per-view.
That ain't bad.
And the scenery's not always
Good-
bad either.
Good food, yeah. No
Scenery is
doubt.
always great, but
One of our friends that we actually stood in their wedding, we met her at Hooters watching one of those pay-per-views.
Wow.
yeah, pretty crazy.
And then we stood
People
in their
forget.
wedding.
Or
Yeah.
people don't even know.
Exactly. But hey, we brought up OTSN with Aaron, but we are also a part of the Overtime Sports Network. Tuck, why don't you tell us a little bit about OTSN?
Man, if you got a minute, go to otsportsnetwork.com. If you're on Twitter, follow them, at _OTSN. You're going to find a bunch of different podcasts.
Conglomerate, as you
A
would say.
conglomerate, an amalgamation, a variety, the special sauce, the glue of the sports world. We cover everything. You know?
I thought you were going to reference Aaron as the glue guy.
We-
he loves that.
We're the glue guys here. I mean, he keeps us together. he's is a jack of all trades. He can appear on any show at any time and deliver.
March to Madness, he's been on. Well, he's the co-host.
Yeah.
Gambling with Gags, which is dead.
Yeah,
very much dead.
Rest in peace.
R.I.P. Gambling with Gags.
Fam
And,
Divided.
Family Divided, he's been on, and now on the Mark. That's all part of OTSN.
Yeah, OTSportsNetwork.com @_OTSN. Go read some blogs, chime in, get in touch with @2SweetKyle over on Twitter,
Too sweet.
@JimTuck8989.
No, that doesn't work.
Okay.
That's all right.
I don't commit to the ascension and the tone too. You kind of what @2SweetKyle. What is that?
What do you mean? What is that?
What is the tag?
Too sweet, you know?
No, you're supposed to say it.
Too sweet.
There we go. There we
Is that what you're
go.
looking for?
Yeah, hit us up if you want to join the band. You know, we've got room on the bus. Podcasting, we're in a really good spot, but we could always use bloggers and graphic designers, those kinds of things. So
Can I throw this out there real quick for
throw
you?
it, send it.
Your name on Twitter is Jimmy Wheelhouse.
It needs to be Jimmy OTM or something like that,
Or just
Jimmy
Tucky.
Wrestling, Tucky. Ooh,
I mean,
Come on
people
now.
hear your voice more here than in Wheelhouse Baseball.
yeah. There's pros and cons to that too. Wheelhouse is going to be a little intermittent. We're hoping that Rat will change his schedule a little bit.
I doubt that happens.
Yeah, probably not. But
Rat's White Sox blog, this is off tangent here, but I know Aaron's a White Sox fan. They just signed Yasmani Grandal. Aaron, what are your brief thoughts on that?
Good sign.
All right.
More to come. Just going to leave it at that.
and that's baseball talk.
Yeah, that was our baseball talk for the week. Now, this is I guess we'll call it a tradition. We did this with Vogus. Every time we have a special guest on, I want to find out what got you into professional wrestling. Was there a certain event, pay-per-view, or a person that influenced you to become a fan? Because you've been watching since when, 2011?
Ooh, I mean, if you want to say watching, comprehending, knowing what's going on, I would probably say right around then. But when I was introduced to the product, I was really young. My cousin would always babysit on Friday nights.
That's right.
When my parents would go doing whatever they were doing. And so SmackDown would always be on at that point in time. And so I would watch that. And I just fell in love with a bunch of the characters. The Undertaker. Booker T was a big favorite of mine. I don't know why.
I did not know that. Hey, very charismatic guy.
Yeah, I know he was. But I was just so into it. And he was King Booker after he won King of the Ring.
Good
and
stuff there, yeah.
Was just so into it. But you know what? The funny thing is, what always confused me is like every time there was a title match, I always got pissed because the title never changed, and then you had to always wait for pay-per-view, and my parents would never buy the pay-per-view, so it always drove me insane.
Spoiler alert, that still happens today.
Oh well, you're right. But when you were younger, you didn't really understand, and then I
Right.
kind of faded away from it. And then honestly, once you and a couple of our friends kind of got into it back in 2011, I was like, you know what? I'm back in on it. Back when the CM Punk days, when him and Cena were feuding, is kind of when we started, and that kind of drew me in immediately because I was just like, wow, this is real stuff.
Would you say CM Punk is the guy that kind of drew in your love for professional wrestling? Because he's back now. So if you got any
Right.
thoughts about him being back on Backstage, we might as well get that out of the way too. Because I know
Right.
you probably got thoughts on that.
Maybe. I'm as big. I like John Cena a lot. It's more. I'm not a big mark for him as I am like respect him and know
Tuck,
what he's
he
done
said Mark.
throughout the business.
On the Mark Wrestling Podcast.
Right, there you go. So maybe the feud in itself, I think, was just one of the better feuds of the decade, if you ask me. So maybe it was. But in terms of him coming back, yeah, it's great. Now, he's just with Fox, which I think actually is good because now he can kind of voice his opinion. He can do his own thing and not worry about Vince McMahon over his shoulder. And I think the WWE Backstage, after one episode, I kind of caught up with it. I recorded it and watched it, and he's a great personality. He's great on the mic and everything, so he'll make that great. And I think everybody's wondering, will he make that in-ring return at 41 years old? We'll see. A lot of people think that he might. You got Seth Rollins and guys like that taking shots at him. Is it an angle? Is it not? Who knows? But I'm all for it. I think he will probably get back in the ring probably one time, but we'll see.
Yeah, Tuck, were you able to catch Backstage this week?
Yeah, good comments. A welcome addition. I do think it's a little bit of an interesting dynamic because I don't know that everyone else, Paige, especially, I don't know that they're going to be able to peel the layers back as much as CM Punk does. I feel that at times Paige was taken aback by some of the things he said and was dancing around, diving in, or being too critical of the WWE machine.
Well, that's probably because she's still technically employed
Right,
by WWE,
right.
not Fox.
But I do think he'll be a breath of fresh air. I don't think it drew as much as they were hoping for. It was still under 200,000 for the show, but
At that time slot, though, do you really expect
well,
much?
and that's the thing. If you get YouTubeable or Twitterable moments from it,
Which they did.
and there's a lot of equity in that. I don't place a ton of stock in TV ratings anymore, anyways, because there's 500 different ways you can watch it. So I think there is a big push on YouTube and Twitter in the social sphere too, and I think that's where CM Punk really drives and brings the value as well.
Yeah, I'm trying to specifically find the video that's on YouTube. I know they showed the clip of Renee Young, which I want to say Renee Young did a phenomenal job in that interview. Like, she was on top of everything. She let questions lead to other questions, which is what you're supposed to do in interviews. So credit to her there, but I'll try to find a clip maybe. But I can totally understand where you're coming from, Tuck, saying that ratings really don't mean that much. It's just what can you clip, put on YouTube, put on Twitter, and what people are going to talk about on podcasts like we're doing right now. So
Yeah.
CM Punk joining WWE Backstage, very good. And Aaron, you became a wrestling fan because of me. Let's be honest.
You and a couple other people, it might have been. You guys kind of got into it, and I was like, all right, I'll give it a chance. And then when you walk into a feud like CM Punk and John Cena, you're like, okay.
And Aaron was the one, I believe, that gave you that homework, Tuck, when you watched Money in the Bank 2011. And I know you had
CM Punk, John Cena.
Yeah, you had nothing but good thoughts, right?
It was awesome.
You guys want to know the crazy thing, too? I think, honestly, and I don't know where you could find it. It'll probably be on YouTube somewhere. I think their best match was on Raw. Remember that Raw?
Las Vegas. It was in Las Vegas. Yeah, Tuck. Homework.
I'm pretty sure
He's
each
writing
of
it
them
down.
kicked out of 3 finishers on a Raw. And I was just like, what is happening right now?
Because, like, you don't see that kind of
And that
match.
was CM Punk and Cena again.
John Cena, CM Punk. I believe it took place in Las Vegas. But like Aaron said, just the random Monday Night Raw.
Made no sense. We were just like, what are we seeing right now?
And I actually think a fun factoid here, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, that match was used in the Hangover movie. I think it was Hangover 2, and Melissa McCarthy was watching wrestling on her TV when they walked into the pawn shop. That match is going on. I'm telling you. Wow. I got this stuff stored up here.
Wow.
Okay.
Not many people probably know
that's
that.
impressive.
All right, Tuck. We usually talk about SmackDown and Raw. I think we should stay away from that because we got 2 big pay-per-views this weekend.
Yeah, nothing much to write home about on both fronts. I thought Raw was actually a better Raw. It drew a little bit lower. I thought it
Good
was
matches.
I thought it was solid. I'm getting tired of the non-finishes here. Hope we can
trend
put
all week.
I know. I think you can put a bow on those. I'm about done with them, but I think we have plenty to talk about between NXT, AEW, and then previewing the weekend ahead.
Absolutely.
Woo-wee. Yeah,
It's going to
I'm
be
excited.
fun. I'm very excited. But NXT is what we're going to talk about first here. The Raw Women's Champion would kick off the show, Becky Lynch, basically calling out anybody in the locker room, saying she's ready to fight. You know, that's how Becky is. She's the champ. She's just calling out people. Rhea Ripley would be the one to answer. Now, this one kind of confused me a little bit because I believe Rhea is a babyface right now, and so is Becky. Were you expecting anybody else when they called out, or does Rhea seem like the perfect person to face Becky?
Well, you know, the obvious one could have been Shayna, but I understand the tension between, you know, save it, and then it would have ruined the spot. But Rhea Ripley makes sense. She's getting a big push. She was on After the Bell with Corey Graves this week as well.
Good episode.
They like her.
Aaron, have you checked out that podcast?
I have not. I have seen it, but I have not checked it out.
I feel like Corey Graves is pretty genuine on it.
Yeah,
which is nice.
It's not CM Punk, but it's Punk-ish where he is not going to let the WWE influence his opinions.
Right.
So that's why I like listening to that. But very solid action in this match between Rhea and Becky. And I'm just sitting here watching this, and I'm thinking to myself, the WWE women's division is just so strong. Aaron, what are your thoughts on this match itself and maybe just the women's division as a whole right now?
Well, yeah, for sure. So, I mean, starting on the match itself, you know, you were wondering why it would be Rhea Ripley. I think it made sense. I mean, when you bring Becky Lynch, I mean, who I think is probably the hottest superstar, man or woman right
Correct.
now.
100%.
You bring her on the show, and they obviously wanted her to have, like, a legit match. And so, obviously, you want to save the Baszler thing for Survivor Series.
Series, yep.
Exactly. So, you bring out somebody that's credible up to her standards, I would say, in terms of, you know, facing somebody like Becky Lynch. So the match itself was solid. You knew Shayna Baszler and that her whole gang was going to come in, take them out, and you knew that was going to, you know, be the spark for the Survivor Series match. But the women's division in general, I mean, holy crap. I mean, right now, I mean, I know you share the same opinion. I think Charlotte Flair is the best women's wrestler
The GOAT
of all time. And so
Tuck, I don't know if you've had that opinion yet after
Yeah, she's the cornerstone.
Right.
I would
so,
agree.
Exactly. So you get to see her in her prime, and then you got like Becky
there's
Lynch.
just so many names.
Oh, I mean, you could go on and on about the names, but if you're just talking, if I could throw out a few, I mean, so in my opinion, you're seeing the GOAT. Then you got Becky Lynch, who's the hottest superstar, in my opinion, on the planet right now. The way she just, is doing everything.
In all wrestling companies, probably. She is number one. She is the man right now.
No, yeah, she's kicking ass.
Can you name a bigger superstar right now?
Nobody from AEW's close.
No. Not
No,
even.
I mean, you can maybe make a case for Chris Jericho, and we can talk about that later.
Yeah.
Oh, sure, yeah.
But yeah, she's awesome, and it's such a solid division. It's something that I think if you're going to compare WWE and AEW, that they have a huge advantage on right now. The division's strong. They got strong competitors. They got women that can just absolutely steal a show. They got women that can obviously main event a WrestleMania like they did last year.
Yeah.
They've got it going on right now, and it's only going to get better.
Like you said, Baszler would end up showing up. Jessamine Duke, Marina Shafir. We're not big fans of.
Still hate them.
Still hate them. They would interfere. So it ended in a no contest. But what do you think about this opening match here in NXT here, Tuck?
Okay. A no contest usually leads to some convoluted tag team match later in the night, and it didn't happen here. And I'm actually kind of glad that it was good action between Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley. Shayna Baszler came in, sets it up for the weekend, and that's it. They had a lot going on throughout the night, so we're good. We're good. That's it. It doesn't have to lead to some randomly forced 6-man whatever kind of tag match. I was okay with it. I was fine with it.
Yeah, and I think giving Becky the win there clean would kind of hurt Rhea going into War Games. Like Rhea's the team captain. Like she needs to be strong. So building towards that, getting the 3 of the 4 horsewomen get involved, it made sense. It was a good way to start NXT, which then would transition over to Kona Reeves versus Matt Riddle, or so we thought. Ricochet, all he would do is deliver one kick to Kona Reeves, and apparently that's going to take him out. Did you notice Kona go underneath the ring afterwards?
No, I didn't. No.
You didn't notice that?
I didn't notice it either.
Check, if you ever get the chance, go back. He's like just trying to get under there, and you could tell that he's blatantly underneath the ring. So I thought that was very funny. But we would get Ricochet versus Matt Riddle. The match wasn't long, but I think it did its purpose. We had a lot of cool spots in the short amount of time there. What's going on in your head here? We get Cesaro and Nakamura representing SmackDown that would come out to distract. What were your thoughts on this whole thing? Another kind of a no finish. It wasn't a no finish because Riddle got the win with a roll-up, but distraction from SmackDown, building towards Survivor Series, Tuck. What are your thoughts on Riddle and Ricochet here?
I like both of them as competitors. I like Ricochet anytime we can really stay away from the superhero gimmick. I don't need that, but having Cesaro and Nakamura come in, it was a steady flow throughout the night of superstars from the other 2 brands coming in. Aaron, thoughts?
Well, I mean, so it did kind of make me laugh that Ricochet runs in, does a drop kick, and all of a sudden that guy's just like, I'm done.
Zip.
I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out. So, but I love Ricochet. I love his in-ring abilities. Now, granted, he isn't the greatest on the mic, and I also agree with you. The whole superhero kind of thing I'm kind of about, but yeah, I mean, the fact that it had a finish, I mean, obviously because of the distraction, I think because, I mean, Riddle's got his own thing going on with Finn Balor right now, so this was just, hey, you got 2 good guys that can wrestle. Let's just put on a quick show here and then kind of get to the point of, the whole feuds that we have going on between the teams. And so overall, I mean, I think it made its point. I don't know if you call me crazy that I was kind of surprised that Ricochet took the pin. I mean, I don't know. I mean, do you really take anything of it, really?
You don't, but I think Matt Riddle needs it more because he's going up against Finn Balor at War Games.
Okay,
Finn Balor's the very first Universal Champion.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's fair enough.
He needs the pin Ricochet.
Right.
And like we talked about talking past episodes, Ricochet had the most wins on Monday Night Raw in 2019.
Okay.
Ricochet's gotten his fair share of TV time.
Fair enough.
So getting a pin from Matt Riddle doesn't hurt him. But
okay.
Speaking of Finn Balor, he showed up after that, kind of brawled a little bit with Matt Riddle. So I think it's not the match we were expecting because of the unfortunate injury to Johnny Gargano, but we're going to be getting Matt Riddle versus Finn Balor. Should be good, just like Ricochet and Matt Riddle was. So this would then lead us to a match that a lot of people were looking forward to. The Undisputed Era's Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly versus The Revival. And ladies and gentlemen, this is what tag team wrestling is. This is what it's all about.
Yeah.
This felt like a takeover match, Tuck.
Could be the match of the week between all 4 shows, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. honestly. The chemistry between both tag teams as tag teams with each other, there's always something to watch. I was impressed.
Aaron, what are your thoughts?
Oh no, 100%. Like you said, this reminded me like of an NXT Takeover match. Like just electric moves. You don't know who's going to take the pin. It's just going back and forth. And I mean, these guys they aren't high flyers. These aren't guys that are doing a bunch of crazy tricks. But these are two teams that work extremely well together. Two teams that have been together for a while. And I mean, I had high expectations and it already exceeded those.
You know what it is, I think, and Tuck, you probably can agree with me here too, you, Aaron. The in-ring psychology from both teams, isolating the opponent, it's something you don't see in tag team wrestling all the time because people like to go for the big spots. You're isolating the opponent. You're getting frequent tags, keeping people fresh. The Revival and the Undisputed Era, they get tag team wrestling, and there's a reason why these guys were multiple-time NXT champions.
No doubt. I have nothing to add to that.
That's my expert, as they put the air quotes. But the way this match would finish, O'Reilly would save Fish from the Shatter Machine. The Undisputed Era would then hit the high-low for the win. Well, this is a random question. I didn't even think I would ask this, but what's your thoughts on the Undisputed Era's finisher? The high-low is kind of where one guy hits him from up top, one guy hits him from down low.
Cool.
Standard.
Yeah.
Could be better.
I'm not a big fan of it. There are a handful of finishers.
I think my favorite tag finish right now is the Gin and Juice. From Private Party.
I know you didn't see that match, Aaron, but Private Party's Gin and Juice.
Okay, well, I've seen Private Party.
Well, don't worry.
Right.
Save your thoughts for them. We'll get to AEW.
I have seen them wrestle, so I know
Okay.
what that is, and it's electric.
All right, that's fair. All right, next matchup here on NXT. Kaylee Ray, the NXT UK Women's Champion. She's a part of Shayna Baszler's team at War Games, facing off against Dakota Kai. And when I'm watching this match, it wasn't anything spectacular. It was your run-of-the-mill match here in NXT. Good women's division match. But Dakota Kai plays the role of the babyface so well, and the crowd, you can just feel them get behind her when she gets her comebacks going.
I'm the same way. There's just something about her, and I don't know her very, very well, only since her return, but I do enjoy watching her.
No, yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, some of the NXT people, because I'm not all about them. I'm much like, okay, well, I don't know if this is good, if they're good, or if this is somebody new, because they have so much wrestling, especially when they start bringing in the UK people. It's like, Jesus, who are these people?
Yeah.
But yeah, you could definitely tell, me not knowing a lot about her, you could kind of tell she's got the crowd behind her and she plays the babyface role pretty well. So, I mean, like you said, it wasn't anything spectacular, but at the end of the day, I mean, the women's division's strong and still pretty good.
Yeah, it's once again building towards NXT War Games because Kaylee Ray is a part of Shayna Baszler's team. I think I said this I might have said this on the podcast. I'm not sure, but did you guys know that Dakota Kai used my video on her Instagram page?
Oh, yeah.
I told you that?
Yeah.
Aaron,
I
did you
didn't
know
know
that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
When I went there last year for TakeOver Chicago, she used it. So me and Dakota Kai, we got that bond.
Yeah, you do.
I might slide in her DMs. What do you guys think?
Do it.
Shoot or shoot.
Yep. No
Shoot
doubt.
or shoot. That is, you're damn right there. But Kaylee Ray would end up getting the win here in another good women's matchup. The post-match, though, is kind of what was the center of attention once again. You would see Team SmackDown show up. They took their shot, which then would lead to all of NXT and all of Raw coming out to end the segment. Once again, this was obviously a clear finish, but we're just building to Survivor Series here. We're getting things ready for NXT War Games. And that's why I don't have a problem with this. Do you have a problem with all these brawls afterwards?
No, not now. A month from now, when there's no context, I think it can run its course. But this week is the perfect week to do it. Get everyone start mingling. I wish there were more stakes on it. I wish between some of these matches, the Adam Cole, Shinsuke. Wait, what is that match? Adam Cole on Survivor Series.
Adam Cole faces the winner of Pete Dunne, Damian Priest, and Killian Dane.
Are you talking Shinsuke, AJ Styles?
Oh, yeah,
and
the
Roderick
Shinsuke,
Strong?
AJ, Roderick Strong. Yeah. Like a match like that, put a stipulation on it where whoever wins that gets a known match at WrestleMania.
You know what I saw was the winners of the match get like a later drawing in the Royal Rumble.
Okay, sure. At least it's something. The whole brand supremacy thing is not really enough for me. But
Yeah, I like this whole dynamic that they have going
Brand
on with
versus brand.
I'll love it. I actually like it a lot, and I hope after the fact, when this is all said and done, now obviously not doing it to this extent, but that we get some sort of invasion sometimes, that some surprising invasions to where like someone from NXT comes up and challenges somebody,
Right.
or somebody from Raw or SmackDown goes to NXT and challenges, let's say Adam Cole still, something like that. I think it'd be kind of cool that they bring everything into one. But as of last night, I'm all about it. All about that stuff. All about them interfering and getting involved and getting us hyped for Survivor Series.
It's a controlled chaos that makes a lot of sense there. But after that, we get the Raw Tag Team Champions, the Viking Raiders versus the Forgotten Sons. I don't know if you guys saw my tweets on this one,
Totally.
but I wasn't happy with the length. I think this ruins the match. What do you think?
Oh, when I saw your tweet, I was like, man, I'm thinking the same thing. Why did the Viking Raiders not just squash them?
They are the Raw Tag Team Champions, which should be the number one champion.
Agreed.
Raw has always been viewed as the superior brand.
Right.
You're going up against the Forgotten Sons, which, let's be honest, what have they done?
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
Why is this match going for longer than 5 minutes?
No, I totally agree. I totally agree. I thought this should have been.
It wasn't a bad match, though.
No, it wasn't. If you want to just put on something respectable, I guess, but at the same time, like you're trying to build the credibility of the Raw Tag Team Champions. Like you said, they should be the upper echelon of all the tag divisions, and I agree. And with their characters too, as like they come off as sort of a dominant persona. I thought it should have been a relatively quick match, but whatever. I guess they wanted something to go on.
The Viking Raiders are one of the best tag teams in wrestling.
Yeah.
The Forgotten Sons, I'm sorry, I'm forgetting about them every time I see them. Tuck, what are your thoughts on this?
I don't understand. I could understand the booking because the Forgotten Sons are this. They're trying to make them out to be this powerful tag team, but they're not even. They should not even be close to the Viking Raiders. Not even close. And it was a little closer than I thought it should have been as well.
It makes sense with the outside interference from Jackson Riker because he never really wrestles, but. If you've seen the Viking Raiders, War Machine, War Raiders, they've dominated every single company that they've come into. They should not be struggling against the Forgotten Sons. I know that some of you might disagree with that, but that pissed me off. And that's the one thing from NXT where I can actually say I did not like. I don't know about you guys. Was there anything you didn't like? Or
I think I was less temperamental about it than you were.
I'm pissed.
But yeah, I hear it.
I need another drink.
Yeah. Well, we could talk about it later. The one thing I think it's not just about NXT, but in this whole thing in general that I haven't liked, and this extends into a bigger problem that I know Kyle shares, the fact that kind of Roman Reigns hasn't been involved in these invasions. I was hoping, as was Kyle, hoping to see him on NXT last night. So that's something that just kind of on a tangent that kind of upset me. Not really upset me.
Well, why do you think they kept him off?
I don't know. Is it do they just want to keep everything on the Corbin Reigns dynamic? As much as I hate it, but I think would be my only guess.
How about that mascot segment there, Tucky?
Oh God,
nope.
Tough scene.
Nope.
Yeah, that's
now if it ends up with Roman Reigns spearing that mascot, popping the head off, spinning it around a little bit. Okay, like I get it. It's not the worst segment I've ever seen.
It's one of
them.
The Bailey's "Here's Your Life" segment from a couple of years ago when she was a babyface was one of the worst.
Bad, very bad.
That's something you want to. If you want homework that's bad,
man.
The Bailey "This Is Your Life" segment.
Oh man, was that rough?
Okay, I'll have to look into it.
That might be the worst segment of all time.
For sure. But yeah, obviously we weren't huge fans of this one. But the Viking Raiders did get the win, which then would take us to our main event, the ladder match for the War Games advantage. Adam Cole versus Dominik Dijakovic. And actually, I didn't watch this one live. I decided I was going to tune into the main event that was going on with AEW Dynamite, but we'll get to that in a little bit. And I thought this match itself, the ladder match, was this classic story of the smaller guy attacking the limbs of a bigger man, trying to chop him down to his level. Good ladder match, not great, had its spots, but Cole gets the win here. Tuck.
Yeah, I think ladder matches are obviously best served in 4 to 6 men type scenarios.
Sure.
The one-on-one ladder matches, I think you could knock a dude out and get up a ladder, dude.
Yeah, it happened with Mia Yim and Neo last week too.
Yeah, any ladder matches in the CPWF or no?
Did we?
I want to.
We had a Money in the Bank match.
I want to say there was one. It was a very small ladder.
It was an 8-minute Money in the Bank ladder match. So CPWF 219 on YouTube.
But it was good. It was fair.
It's a little better than fair, no?
Yeah, it was good. I just thought it was very solid. I wasn't blown away. I think we've been spoiled with some of the ladder matches. You know, every time I see a ladder, I'll compare it to Lucha Bros and Young Bucks from now on. And
that's not fair.
It's not.
That's a
Especially
high bar.
completely different circumstances as well. But
Sure.
it was a good match. But what happened after was kind of the cherry on top. So
Yeah, Adam Cole gets the win here. So they have the advantage in the War Games matchup. Then we'd see Keith Lee and the Undisputed Era, of course, because they got to be out there with Adam Cole. Cole thought he had the whole ring cleared out. Then, turn around. It's Seth freaking Rollins. What were your reaction when you saw Rollins in NXT?
I was all about it. I was all about Drew McIntyre.
Getting some boos. Yeah, Drew, too.
I was all about Drew McIntyre showing up and giving the Claymore.
True.
That was cool. I'm a big Drew McIntyre guy. I think should have a title by now, but say that for another day.
within the next year?
2020? Yes.
Yeah, I think so too.
I mean, to be honest, it wouldn't bother
Royal
me one
Rumble
bit
winner?
if you won the Royal Rumble, but you got to go in way more depth than that. You got to know. I mean, you would imagine that the Fiend and Lesnar are still going to be champs, and then so if I don't know, it's that's later down the line.
Tuck, what do you think about this Royal Rumble pre-show prediction show? Aaron as a guest, Vogus as a guest, us four.
We got room.
We can do it.
We got room.
Remember that Royal Rumble?
We
back
might
in,
we might want to dedicate that to be the Royal Rumble only show, maybe.
Correct. Yeah.
You know, with 4 voices, but yeah, we can definitely do it.
Maybe go live too.
Royal Rumble watch along. I don't know. Let's get weird.
Guys, let's get a little
Royal
weird.
Rumble draft.
But yeah, Rollins showing up.
Yeah, no. So, yeah, it was obviously. I mean, yeah, Rollins has gotten some heat now. I think honestly, the whole dynamic with the Fiend and how badly that at least started got him some heat. Now, you know, whether he turns heel or not, we'll see. But yeah, he was getting a lot of boos, getting some mixed cheers, but him showing up and giving the kick to Adam Cole was pretty dope. I'm all about it. So I'm a big Rollins guy. Honestly, he's my favorite throughout the company.
Hey, you got a Rollins Zippo hoodie, don't you?
Oh yeah, I got his shirt, got a couple of things. He's always been a favorite of mine. I think him getting some heat now is not a big deal. I think honestly it might be even better for him. Look what happened to John Cena.
Look what happened to Roman Reigns.
And then look at John Cena too. There's a guy who always got mixed reactions. It just anytime Seth Rollins comes out, he gets a reaction. And these guys will tell you all the time. That's all that matters. Is you come out and you get a reaction. But yeah, that whole sequence at the end, it was just a lot going on. You got Keith Lee just doing that, and then what's the guy's name from the Viking Raiders? They do the freaking flip
Ivar.
outside the ring.
Yeah, I think it was Ivar that did that.
Crazy.
It wasn't.
Big guys.
That wasn't it. Tommaso Ciampa would show up.
Oh yeah,
he would come out to confront Rollins, and I don't know if this is them planting seeds to a future match between the two, but their brawl closed out the show, which means a lot in my eyes. Tuck, you got Tommaso Ciampa and Seth Rollins closing out your go-home show for NXT.
Yeah, and they're not lining up against each other at Survivor Series, are they?
That's what I'm saying. Are we planning something here?
I mean, so
or am I just overlooking this?
No, I mean, if that's the last thing your viewers are going to see before TakeOver and Survivor Series, it has to mean something, right?
I mean, okay, so wait a minute. So something that we've talked about. Do we even know who the NXT team is representing Team NXT?
We were talking about this before you got here, Tuck. They have not confirmed the exact participants in those Survivor Series matches, but we have rumors and speculation.
Right. So, I mean, could you see a confrontation between Ciampa and Rollins? You know, and that could be only it. I mean, one thing that we talked about, and you remember when Triple H came on Raw, could you ever see Rollins going down to NXT?
No.
Okay, so then, in my opinion, I don't think they have any plans to bring Ciampa up. In my opinion, I don't know. Maybe
I'd bring Ciampa up. What else is he going to do down there other than maybe take the belt from Adam Cole?
That's a good
and then
point.
what? And
yeah,
give it
you
back
know
to
what?
them so when
And
they
do
send
another
them up?
Johnny Gargano feud?
Yeah, but you don't know. But if they do plan to bring him up, then okay, then I'm all about it. So could it be hinting at something? Maybe. Could it just lead to a little altercation at Survivor Series? Who knows? But what I was ultimately hoping for was Ciampa and some other NXT guys got up and jumped Rollins, and then we hear Roman Reigns' music, and then that would have been something. But, you know, just
we
not
didn't
getting
get
it.
the big dog.
Didn't
we
get
didn't
him.
get the big dog, but we got a big ending. You know,
True.
just once again continuing this build to Survivor Series and NXT War Games, which I think they accomplished there in the end.
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
So that we were going to talk about, of course, because we always do. We have a scoreboard going that caused some controversy this week. I don't know if you saw that on Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, we're going with our gut, and again, it's not a ratings war. That's not what the scoreboard is.
Speaking of ratings,
hello,
did you see?
Yeah, close, but NXT pulled out.
916,000 to a little under 900 for AEW.
Yeah, so I don't see, but that's the thing. They needed both brands to come in and run in to get the edge on AEW. How often can you do that over the course of you can't. You need
once a month,
maybe. Maybe, right? And there's no logical setup for it. So good that NXT got the win in regards to the numbers, but will it be sustainable? That is my question.
Doubt it.
I don't think so.
I doubt it. And, I mean, Aaron, we know that you don't watch AEW as much as we do, but you have seen a little bit here and there.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this product as itself? I mean, it's been 8 weeks now. What have you seen? What are you liking? Do you have any criticisms of it?
So the way I see AEW, and something that I honestly find very attractive about it, it's a grittier, it's a raw, it's a more it's
pure.
The best way to explain it is it's like a show that it's not kid friendly, I would say. So I mean, it seems like a lot of the audience and a lot of the viewership are like people our age. It seems like it's something like a guy, for example, Dean Ambrose, now Jon Moxley. I think a character that's a gritty character, a guy that just beats up. It's just that sort of character, and what he does kind of just, in my opinion, encompasses AEW as a whole. You can go to that, and it's like you're not going to see any kiddie stuff that's going to appeal to kids.
Like it's not their target demographic.
No, exactly. Their target demographic is like the Attitude Era sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like that kind of vibe is what I get off of AEW, and that's something that, I mean, in my opinion, it's kind of attractive because you're going in there and you're going to see and you're going to witness sort of that idea, and that's something that I like, and it's something that I think is their target, which I think is smart. But as a whole, I mean, I've liked it. I think they've got a lot of good wrestlers, like Chris Jericho as the champion. I think was a smart move. That guy, in my opinion, is just one of the. I mean, he's arguably one of the top 5 of all time. You could probably make the argument. I mean, the guy is, in his upper 40s, and he
just turned 49, I think.
I mean, he's killing it with these different personalities.
49 years old, and he is the company's champion. The dude's almost half a century old.
Hey, he's the youngest AEW champion of all time.
That's
also
true.
the oldest.
Also the oldest.
Wow, that's a great thing to hold. And then, like I said before, like the Jon Moxley thing, I think he's perfect for AEW. And then you got Kenny Omega, who's obviously one of the top guys. Their tag team division is also super solid.
That's their calling card.
Super solid.
They can always lean on that tag team division.
They're hurting in the women's division. I know Kyle and I have talked about that. That is something that they're going to have to get, obviously try and find talent for. But as a whole, I'm all for it. And I'm all for WWE, even though nothing will take over WWE. I'm all for there being that little bit of competition. It's anything in the world. McDonald's and Burger King competition,
supply and
Apple
demand,
and Samsung.
Capitalism. Yeah,
you need
America.
that competition, and so
That's
I'm all for it.
Come on,
and
now.
Cody Rhodes also. I'm not going to not mention him. I mean, that's another top personality going on right now. That's a guy who is killing it. That promo that he had before his match versus Jericho, wow.
I'm excited to see his return next week, because if you don't know, if you're listening right now, we're going to keep repeating it because we're very excited, right, Tuck?
For what? For what?
Just everything we're about to see. AEW Dynamite.
Oh, yeah,
next
we're
week
going
in Chicago.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
Cody
Monday,
returns.
Wednesday.
Chris Jericho's facing off against Scorpio Sky.
Yep.
We got Pac versus Kenny Omega.
Yep.
Like, come on now. Things are getting very exciting in our lives.
Yeah, they're loading up that card.
For sure. But you brought up tag team wrestling, Aaron. These two guys that kicked off the show are known for their tag team wrestling. Nick Jackson and Rey Fenix Jr. This basically was the offensive showcase here. And we know both of them can go in tag team matches. This was both of their first singles matches here in AEW because we know they keep tally of records. But they proved right here in this match that they can have a singles match.
Yeah, I was very impressed with that match. Nick Jackson looked great. Rey Fenix looked great. Good good spots. I mean, what more could you ask for an opener, too? Opening with that, it was a strong open.
Yeah, I mean, counters, reverses. Phoenix would get the win here, and I'm just thinking to myself, I know the Lucha Bros are insanely over right now, but I feel like Ray, in particular, is standing out more than Pentagon Jr. I don't know if you're noticing that, too.
I agree.
If it's just the wrestling or what is it? Like, is it just he's more of a stand-up?
Popping up in spots a little bit more. I do think he's a little bit more athletic. So,
I mean, both of them are great. No doubt. We both like the Lucha Brothers, but Ray getting the win over Nick Jackson makes sense here. He wins with the Muscle Buster in a great opening match. And I think if we're going to compare NXT's opening match to this opening match, I will take Nick Jackson and Ray Phoenix over Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley.
I agree.
What about you, Aaron? Yep. Were you able to catch this opening match?
A little bit. I probably should watch it, but from what I've heard, it was a really good match. Two guys I'm not incredibly familiar with, but I did hear from you and from others that it was a really good match. So probably something I may watch.
Yeah, you got to watch it.
Wouldn't hurt.
Okay. All right, fair enough.
It wouldn't hurt, yeah, for sure. It's only like a 15-minute match.
I missed the beginning of AEW, but I got on the rest.
This next one, I won't say you have to watch it, but it was solid. Britt Baker versus Hikaru Shida for the number one contendership for Rio's AEW Women's Championship. You can tell, and they put these two together for a reason, because I'm going to be honest with you, Tuck. Other than Rio, these are probably the two best female superstars they got in this company.
Yeah, they've got star power. They've got Awesome Kong. They've got Nyla Rose. But in regards to wrestling, you've got a big three, and I think we saw two of them tonight, along with Rio. But
what were your thoughts on the matches?
I took away more of being impressed with Shida, being not so familiar. I kind of knew what to expect from Britt Baker. She's tough, drew a little blood, and kept going all that. But I thought Shida was impressive as well.
Yeah, she would end up getting the win here, and I think her knee strikes are very smooth, and I think she has potential to really be big in this company. And I know that this is kind of like what Britt Baker, what they're doing with her right now, is what they're doing with the Young Bucks and Cody. These are the big names in each of their divisions, I guess you could say, because you got a tag team, you got a single star and a women's star. They don't want to put the belts on them right away. We're going to, let them eat their losses, and eventually they can get back at the title scene. So Hikaru Shida getting the win here makes the most sense for me.
No, yeah, and just to reiterate your point there, I think it's a real smart move. You're gonna, when you're creating a new company, you're gonna have the big names come in, and you just don't want to be like, okay, well, of course they're gonna put the title on Cody Rhodes, of course they're gonna put the title on the Young Bucks. I think obviously, like we talked about, putting the title on Chris Jericho made a lot of sense. But yeah, in terms of this match in itself, from what I've watched of AEW, you could tell that, like you said, it's these two. And I have Rio.
Maybe Rio's a champion, but Awesome Kong and Nyla Rose are probably
formerly known as Karma. Oh man, good time.
Aaron was a big Karma mark.
Oh man, when her music would hit in the Men's Royal Rumble and she came in against Michael Cole, that was pretty electric.
Big Karma mark.
And it was pretty electric. But
that's showing you Aaron's.
Well, I mean,
did not
she can't do anything. I mean, come on. But yeah,
she's with Brandy now. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh, man. Talk about a smoke show.
All right, Aaron. That's not what we're talking
about.
We're talking about wrestling.
Simmer down now.
We're talking about... And I also think you didn't flush my toilet all the way. So, Tuck, you want to introduce the Dynamite Dozen Battle Royal?
Had a Dynamite Dozen Battle Royal. We had MJF, Billy Gunn, Jurassic Express, Hangman, Sonny Kiss, Pentagon Jr., just to name some of the few. The big surprise for me was Billy Gunn popping up. Looked good.
How about that pop?
Looked jacked. Gave him the monster spot there.
Wait, you didn't know this?
No.
Billy Gunn? The badass Billy Gunn.
Oh, super tan. Still got good veins.
He took Roy.
Yeah, I was going to say he's taking Roy's, Doug.
I don't care. I didn't ask. I don't care.
I didn't ask.
Looks great.
He did. And he had a cool spot with Sonny Kiss. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, I thought that was Jazz for a minute, though. I got a little confused.
Oh, who's Sonny Kiss?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the stakes for this Dynamite Dozen Battle Royale, the final two earn a match for a diamond ring. I don't know.
Is this like the Andre Memorial Battle Royal kind of?
Yeah.
Gross.
Like, what is this? Like, I don't get it.
Yeah. What's the purpose of the belt? How does the ring compare to the belt? I don't know.
Let's be honest here, guys. And I know you've seen them. Battle Royals are never good.
No.
they are never, ever good from a wrestling standpoint. But this one was fun. I enjoyed some of the spots. Was it, like I said, was it good? No.
I was entertained.
Right.
There was enough to keep me going. Now, some of the eliminations, I think, could have been different from storyline perspectives. Marco Stunt getting flipped out like a tick. Pentagon with the early exit. Now, Christopher Daniels came down dressed like Rey Fenix.
It's SCU versus the Lucha Bros. I feel like
Right.
that's the feud we're going to here.
But you're telling me Pentagon can't realize that that's not Rey Fenix? Like, your brother? Your brother?
Literal blood. Like,
Yeah.
You don't know who that is?
Come on, man.
Yeah, I know.
But so a little kitschy in spots, but I was entertained.
I agree.
I think 12 is good. If you're going to load a ring, leave it at 12, down to 10.
Didn't
There's-
WWE do like a 50?
Oh,
or
yeah.
something?
The greatest Royal Rumble, whatever
That
they
is
called
the-
it.
Yeah, that in Saudi.
50.
Come on.
How do you
No.
fit 50 people in a ring?
You don't.
And battle royals are just
Or you
people
shouldn't.
sitting in corners waiting for their spot.
Rolling out of the ring, holding their time, biding their time, holding spots.
Well, it's interesting you bring up rolling out of the ring. MJF did that. What heels
Yeah.
do, they slide underneath the ring. They're not eliminated. And then he would eliminate Jungle Boy because it was Jungle Boy and Hangman. But we're going to get MJF versus Hangman Page. They're going to battle in Chicago, live in front of OTM, competing for the Diamond Ring. Who you got in that one?
Well, you know what? I think we should order a separate diamond ring, and On the Mark podcast diamond ring, and offer that to the winner as well. Or give it to the loser, a runner-up ring. The loser has to interview on the podcast and explain what happened, maybe.
Speaking of that, do you get any DMs back from?
0.
He reached out to a couple AEW guys.
A
but
handful of
It's
them.
okay.
I've been tweeting out to NXT guys and just
Come on, man.
reaching for that brass ring.
Oh, that Vince McMahon brass ring?
Hopefully not, because
Yeah. According to CM Punk, there's no such thing.
exactly, that's for sure. The next segment here on AEW though was Chris Jericho's announcement. He basically was just saying, "Hey, I'm going to have a thank you party in Chicago next week for all that I've done for this company." It was interrupted by SCU. Scorpio Sky would basically remind the whole audience, which we already knew, that he was the first to pin Jericho in AEW. So now we're setting up this title match next week in Chicago. And I'm sitting here, I'm watching this. I'm like, just like MJF last week, Scorpio Sky is hanging in the ring on the mic with Chris Jericho.
Yeah, shout out to Jake Hager as well for not breaking character in front of Le Champion. But it was a good spot. They're building Scorpio Sky to be one of the best. Again, probably not going to win next week, but another way for him to look really strong. We saw what it did for Darby Allin as well after he faced Jericho in a title match. So I'm excited for it.
Yeah, no. What I thought was actually really funny was the whole idea that Jericho looks down on him, and so that he's like, "Oh, we'll make it a title match because I know I'll win." And it's like he's like, "No, I don't want no part of that. I'm not ready for a title match."
Yeah,
and it was just that whole dynamic I thought was actually pretty interesting. And she's like, Jericho's like, "Oh, nope, we already shook hands. You got to have the title match."
Yeah, we need 1 to 2 months. And he's like, "All right, I'll give you a week."
Yeah.
We need better not be a title match. Oh, you don't want it? Oh, well, you got a title match. The back and forth between the two of them is great.
It's just Chris Jericho being Chris Jericho, and that's ultimately what makes him one of the best.
Aaron and I have talked about this multiple times. We have the GOAT debate. It's always a debate with us. We never really put Jericho in that, but for some reason, ever since he made the jump to AEW, showing the ability to like change his character,
or even his stunts in New Japan.
List, oh yeah, that too, and just the list. Like you got to start considering Chris Jericho as one of the greatest of all time.
He's definitely not concerned about beating a dead horse or taking one gimmick too far. He's not afraid to take chances, and I think that's admirable about him because with how often he does change his character, and when he does change his gimmick or his niche, he whatever it is, he does it very well, and he understands what it's supposed to look like and what it's supposed to feel like, and I'm into the Le Champion.
Oh, me too. And I love how Scorpio Sky incorporated Le Champion. He said, next week in Chicago, I'm going to turn La Champion into La Bitch.
Boom.
Which would then lead us to
Roast.
the Inner Circle coming out, beating them down. We'd see the Jurassic Express come to their aid and, try to save all the baby faces out there. And we'd get a stare down between Luchasaurus and Jake Hager. Once again, I think we're planting seeds possibly to a Jake Hager Luchasaurus match. Overall, good segment.
I'm in. Yeah, it was a good segment. Anytime someone mentions anything about anything close to the word bubbly, I say a little bit of the bubbly, and nobody gets it, but I'm working on it.
We get it.
Yeah, well, you get it.
Totally
but
get it.
The circle of people that don't watch wrestling that I hang around with outside of you hooligans, nah.
I'm glad we're the hooligans here.
Yeah,
I
me too.
appreciate that.
I got a good group of hooligans.
Aaron, no way Scorpio Sky wins next week, right?
No chance. Not
That's a
chance.
0% chance there, Cotton.
Yeah, that's a no. That's a no go.
Could be a no for me, dog.
I mean, I don't. I'm trying to think, and this might just be thinking way down the line. But who takes the belt from Jericho?
It's not Cody.
No,
It's not
No.
MJF.
Moxley.
Pac.
Omega. I
Moxley
would
might
say
be it.
Moxley.
Omega's got a long way to go.
That's true.
Yeah,
Moxley might be it.
I think it's Moxley, and then they might redo the feud because they had that unsanctioned match, which is so dumb. Like, I like the match in and itself,
with
but
Kenny.
unsanctioned match. Oh, it doesn't count against your record. I mean, come on. But I think then that might be a feud later down the line. But I think it might be Moxley, but I don't know. But yeah, no chance.
Yeah, I don't hate that. Moxley makes sense. But after that, we get Luchasaurus versus Pete Avalon. Pete Avalon is your number one jobber in AEW, so that was a squash match right there.
Yes, it was.
Luchasaurus gets the win. We'll move on here to Private Party versus Proud and Powerful. That is Santana and Ortiz. This match kind of happened, unfortunately, because of the death of their friend Matt Travis. That kind of was the fuel behind this. They kind of use that as the story here because they all had relationships with him. But when I'm watching this, I'm like, both teams, they know their role. One's the bad guys, one's the good guys. Ortiz and Santana, they would try to use that loaded sock. But then Nick Jackson would come out, stop that from happening. It would lead to the gin and juice, which you referenced, Tuck.
It's a good one.
One of the best finishers in tag team wrestling.
No
Big
doubt.
win for the Private Party here.
Yes, they're looking strong. Going into this week, they weren't even in the top 5 on the power
top 5,
rankings.
correct.
They earned a spot there now. I like them.
Yeah, I like Private Party too. That finisher's dope. And then when the other team was doing like they exchanged, like when they were holding the guy,
Yeah,
they
the
did
test
like
of strength with the suplex.
They were
yeah.
doing like that exchange. They did it like 3 times, then dropped him. That was pretty cool. But yeah, they're cool. It's such a weird gimmick too. It's just like we're a Private Party. Like I'm all for it.
It's Street Profits.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's still different. Like you can
Yeah.
tell there's a difference between it.
Right.
Yeah.
And it works for both of them.
100%.
I mean, but Private Party getting a big win here, probably going to be in the top 5. Those come out on Friday,
How do you
right, Tuck?
not?
They're not in the top 5, all right.
All right. Well, you
There you
heard
go.
it here.
Heard it
If
first.
Private Party is not in the top 5 of the tag team power rankings, Tuck's going to riot.
Okay.
There we go.
There it is. The main event, though, Darby Allin versus John Moxley. This was one of those matches that was great from the start to the finish. Moxley doing his entrance from the crowd. Darby Allin would interrupt that, going over the barricade and hit him with a move that I don't even know what it's called, but he hit him with it. And, you know, Darby Allin is a unique character in AEW right now. He skateboards to the ring. He brought a body bag to the ring with Mox on it.
Good video promo too. He was at like a concert and got in
I
the
didn't
body
see
bag
that.
and got crowd surfing. He was skating through downtown Indianapolis, dragging the body bag with him. Like
Oh, man.
that character, you can do a lot with. The video package was cool, and I like how they incorporated it into his entrance. Darby Allin is one of those one of those wrestlers that kids are starting to resonate with too. You see
that kid in the
face paint, things like that, which I don't know that AEW expected that.
Do you know the reasoning behind that?
Do you?
They told the story. His uncle was drunk driving with him when he was a kid.
Wow.
And he died. His uncle died from drunk driving, but Darby survived. So JR was telling the story. He's like, he lost all faith in humanity. So now he's this dark character. He paints his face. It's a real life event that happened, and he's using it as a character, but it's probably how he is as a person.
Yeah, no doubt.
Like that's a messed up situation, but I like how he brought the body bag and incorporated it in the match, and you could see Moxley's aggressiveness by kicking him with Darby Allin in that body bag. But at the end, Darby Allin would go for the coffin drop. Moxley would catch him into the sleeper hold. Darby Allin would try to reverse it into a pin, kicks out at 2, and then eventually Moxley would hit what was formerly known as the Dirty Deeds, Don't know if he has a name for that yet. Does he?
I didn't.
Just a launching
yeah.
DDT of sorts.
No, they said something.
Oh,
man, I can't remember what it
You
was.
can figure it out. You win $1.
Paradigm
but-
shift.
Yes,
Is that it?
paradigm shift. Yeah,
That's one of his
it.
moves. Is that
I want to say that's what they called it.
All right, we're going to say that's it. He
Book
hits
it.
him with the paradigm shift from the corner of the ropes. Awesome main event. Very fun to watch.
especially for such a tight time window too.
13 minutes,
Yeah,
I want to
get
say.
in, get out. Yeah.
Aaron, you caught this one. What are you thinking about Moxley here in AEW? And
Oh
Darby
yeah,
Allin?
yeah. It was a great match. I think the decision for him to become John Moxley and go to AEW, I think ultimately works. His persona and his character doesn't work in WWE, in my opinion.
Correct.
He can be this raw, this kind of rebel. He's a grinder. He just does dirty things. Like his persona
He doesn't give a shit.
No, exactly, and his persona just works so well here. And then Darby Allin, I mean, I love the whole like rebel punk kind of gimmick he has going on,
Right.
where he's just like, it's sort of just like a rebel thing to where it would appeal to like teen kids who are like, yeah, I kind of want to be like that rebel, anti-establishment kind of, just do what I want when I want. And overall, the match, yeah, it was awesome. I mean, I really liked it. And then Ambrose does his finisher up top of the top rope. And
His name's
off.
Moxley, not Ambrose.
Oh yeah, sorry, Moxley.
let's
I got
get
to
it
get
right.
used to that.
Yikes.
Did you
I'm
notice
not
in
gonna
that
get used to that.
backstage segment where Punk was like, "Who's your favorite Shield member, Renee?" And she goes, "No comment. I like them all equally."
Well,
I wonder who she likes the most.
Well, if we're going to talk about Shield members, we had Dean Ambrose from it, now John Moxley, Seth Rollins, and that other guy that Kyle called Roman Reigns on a little.
Here's the backstory
Okay.
that Aaron's trying to get at. When Aaron and I did our reviews and prediction videos on YouTube, at Too Sweet Kyle, if you want to find that on YouTube, we did a Survivor Series 2012 review when the Shield debuted. You can hear me quote, it was Ambrose, Rollins, and that other guy.
Yo.
I had no idea who Roman was.
That other guy.
Turned back almost a decade later.
Tough.
He's one of the biggest stars in WWE, but we're going to have to go back to their scoreboard here. NXT was up 4-3 going into this week with NXT versus AEW. Tuck, you going to count us down? We're going to do it at the end of one?
Yeah. 3, 2, 1.
NXT.
Easy. That's an easy one.
And it's not really the wrestling, I think, because AEW had some good matches, but the hype, the star power, and everything put together on NXT made it a better show.
The
for me.
resources utilized to put that show together, and a take home proper,
Yeah.
we're a go home proper show, setting the War Games up very nicely, and we're going to see some of those guys run in tomorrow on SmackDown
Sure.
live
Live from the Allstate
Allstate
Arena in
Arena.
Rosemont.
Let's
Aaron,
go.
you didn't see all of AEW, but
you ready?
Yeah, I mean, all in all, I would say NXT's the winner just because of this whole dynamic that they got going on with Survivor Series. This is something.
it's almost not fair.
Well,
They're at two different parts of the
Yes,
story. I mean,
exactly.
Going into full gear, AEW had an edge because they're building storylines for their pay per view that they want you to pay $50 for.
I will
So you're
also
gonna get more
put
juice.
money on the fact that AEW will have the better show next week. That lineup, come on.
I know
That lineup is so good.
Yeah.
And we're going to be there live, so that probably will.
that's going to
influence
We
the-
we can be swayed.
We can, but right now it's 5-3 NXT. Not a lot of podcasts might agree, but Rich Homie Quinney on Twitter, one of our loyal listeners, also picked NXT over AEW.
respect,
He's an AEW mark,
no doubt.
so that's where we're at right now. But speaking of NXT, we're going to get into our predictions here. We're going to predict the winners of NXT TakeOver War Games and Survivor Series. Of course, we're going to start with the one that's happening on Saturday, NXT TakeOver War Games, which OTM will be there for that as well. We got Pete Dunne versus Damian Priest versus Killian Dane to determine the number one contender for the NXT Championship that will take place at Survivor Series. Aaron, what is your prediction for this matchup right here?
I think it doesn't have to be Pete Dunne because he's like the only face, and then I think he's the more established guy.
Yeah.
So I think it would just make so much sense for it to be Pete Dunne. So, really that's all I'm going off of is just him being the only face and him being like the bigger name of all the groups. I can't see it not being Pete Dunne, really.
Killian Dane exacts his revenge, faces Adam Cole at Survivor Series.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, sure, it's different.
I was going to say, do you have a reasoning, or you just want to be different?
Not convicted, yeah.
I'm with Aaron on this one. I think it's Pete Dunne because let's be honest here. The Chicago crowd, who's going to get the biggest reaction? Pete Dunne, Damian Priest, or Killian Dane? On the Survivor Series pay-per-view, it's got to be Pete Dunne.
Yeah.
He's the only babyface here. I'm going to go with Pete Dunne. I could be completely wrong. We'll see. There should be some stakes here between us three. Like, who has the most predictions or who has the least should have a punishment? What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay, so are we talking just NXT?
No, both.
Both?
We're incorporating both into this.
Okay, then
Loser has to buy the other two to drink.
That's fine.
That's fine. On Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm in.
Sure, yeah, Wednesday. We'll be
deal.
together. All
All
right,
right,
that
fair
is
enough.
a fair.
Okay.
There is stipulations here for our prediction.
All right, I'm spinning up
Now
a
I might
Google
change
sheet
some
right
Do
things
you
now.
want to change your prediction? Talk. Now that there's a
Not too late,
stipulation.
can't do it.
Pete Dunne.
Oh, there it is.
That, boo.
Pete Dunne, clean sweep, which leads us to
Unbelievable.
Finn Balor versus Matt Riddle. Should have been, could have been Johnny Gargano, but
Right.
we're getting Matt Riddle. I'll go first here. This should be a great match. Give it some time. I'm sure it'll tear the house down, but there's no way Finn Balor loses this match. Absolutely no way. This is not possible. Like I would almost put my mortgage on this match.
Yep.
Like Finn Balor's going to win.
Yeah, this is an unprecedented match because this is a guy that's already established himself on the main roster. Was
First
the
Universal Champion.
Exactly, and so people seem to forget that because it's like, oh, it's two NXT guys going against each other, but no, this is Finn Balor, and they didn't turn him heel for nothing. This is a guy that was a notorious babyface, a guy that pushed LGBT rights and all that sort of thing, and so they would not make this drastic turn as a heel for him to lose to Matt Riddle. So, and I like
not discrediting Matt.
No,
Riddle.
and I like Matt Riddle a lot, but this is Finn Balor.
Bro.
Matt Riddle's going to come out looking strong, but Finn Balor's going to win. I saw the eyebrows go up. I saw those.
I thought
really
he was going
thought.
there.
No.
Now that Tuck knows there's a stipulation involved here, he's going to start.
That's all right. We'll have some differences.
Yeah, we're going to get there. We're all chalk right now, but
Right.
Clean sweep. Finn Balor over Matt Riddle. Tuck, you're going to start this one off here. The men's War Games match, because I'm assuming they will main event with the women's match since it's the very first women's War Game match.
that one's going to be good too.
Huh?
The women's match is going to be fire.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We got the Undisputed Era, which is Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly, Adam Cole, and Roderick Strong versus Tommaso Ciampa, Keith Lee, Dominic Dijakovic, and a mystery partner.
Yes.
Who are you thinking that? Oh, let's go with this prediction first. Who's the mystery partner here?
Well, I heard rumblings that Triple H. Well, no, that's for Survivor Series. No, he wouldn't be the partner there. Right. I don't know. There's ways you can. There's different ways you could go. Is Dream healthy?
No, I would say no.
It can't be him. Pete Dunne already wrestled. Those guys already mixed it up.
Johnny.
But
why would they pull him from that Finn? Yeah,
he's hurt. He's not wrestling. I mean, Swerve.
That's what I was thinking.
I mean, I don't know who else it would be.
Yeah,
Walter.
Maybe. I don't know. He's not a babyface, so that'd be weird. But ultimately, who's the winner in this matchup? You got a cohesive unit in the Undisputed Era versus Ciampa, Lee, Dijakovic, and a random person.
I'm going Undisputed Era. That's all I got.
Okay.
Oh,
Aaron.
it's kind of tough because you don't know
Who's that for? Yeah.
Because
what if it's Johnny?
if it's Johnny Gargano, then I'm taking that team.
Agreed.
Because then
DIY's on that team.
Exactly. And so it's kind of like they squash their beef and then they win and prevail. So then it makes Adam Cole look weak going into Survivor Series, and then he probably still wins the title. So, it's so hard.
This is tough.
It is tough. Oh man, this is tough. I'm
I
going
think
the
it could
opposite.
be Johnny now that I think about it.
I'm taking Ciampa's team.
Okay.
Just because I don't know what that outlier is, and I'm betting on the outlier. I'm just betting on it.
Who's the mystery partner? The answer is either Velveteen Dream, who we know is injured, but is he ready to return? That we don't know. Maybe he is. That's one of the options. The other one is the one that you said, Tuck. Isaiah Swerve Scott. I think that's the more likely option here. They've been showing him on TV frequently ever since they moved to USA Network. So I'm going to say the mystery partner is Isaiah Swerve Scott, but the winner is the Undisputed Era. This is a team that is 1-1 in War Games matches. This will be their third. They have the experience. They're more of the cohesive unit. They have worked together multiple times. It just makes more sense for the Undisputed Era to get the win here. So I'm going with UE in this one, which then leads us to the last match that is listed on the War Games card, the Women's War Games match. Shayna Baszler, Io Shirai, Bianca Belair, and Kaylee Ray versus Rhea Ripley, Candice LeRae, Tegan Nox, and Mia Yim. Aaron, the floor is yours.
Ooh, tough. This is a tough one. If I were...
Is it?
He's just rhetorically asking that.
I'm trying to confuse you.
Just go.
You're right. Is it?
It's tough.
I'm going to take the team of Shayna Baszler. That's the team I'm going with, just because she's just the dominant force. I don't think they want her in that.
Who gets the victory on the team? Somebody's got to get the victory.
Shayna Baszler.
Okay.
She make her look strong going into Survivor Series.
That reasoning makes sense, but Tuck, I'll let you go second.
I look at I like Shayna Baszler's team. Io Shirai, Bianca. I like Bianca Belair a lot.
They got 2 champions.
Yeah. Rhea Ripley's got a good team. Candice LeRae, Tegan Nox. Mia Yim's stock is rising, in my opinion. But I think Shayna Baszler's team, and they have the advantage. Io Shirai won the ladder match. So
good call there, Tuck.
I'm also going with Shayna Baszler.
That advantage is nice. It might help them. It might, but they're not going to win this match. Rhea Ripley is going to be the one that gets the win for Team Rhea Ripley. We need to start building a next contender for Shayna Baszler.
That's a good point.
Who else on that team deserves a shot? It's Rhea Ripley. She looks like a monster. She just had a match with Becky Lynch on NXT.
Yeah.
She needs to go over here. She can use this as leverage to get a title match in the future, because we got to start building to future takeovers. Team Ripley gets the win here in what I'm assuming will be the main event. You agree this will be the main event?
I think so, too.
You have to. It's a history-breaking thing.
Right.
So that is my prediction for that. So we did differ finally on something.
Well, and then we also differed on. I differed. I didn't think Undisputed Era is going to win.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, we got some interesting stakes here. I'm going to have to go back and write these down.
I'm the only guy that's going to have a clean sweep here.
Whoa.
Well, let's go to Survivor Series, because we got a lot of matches there. We were talking about NXT. Speaking of NXT, the champion Adam Cole, baby, versus the winner of that triple threat, Adam Cole. That's my winner.
Yeah, this is easy. It doesn't matter. I think it's going to be Kyle and I. We both agree it's going to be. Well, I guess we all agree.
Yeah,
Pete Dunne and
good
Adam
match.
Cole.
It will be a good match.
Sure. But Adam Cole's not dropping this time.
Tucky.
Oh no, Adam Cole for the win, baby.
Yeah, this one's
easy.
It seems easy.
Very.
You can't have a title change with little to no build for sure. So the next one we're going to talk about here is the Women's Survivor Series Tag Team match. We got Team Raw, which is Charlotte, Natalya, the Kabuki Warriors, and Sarah Logan versus Team SmackDown, Sasha Banks, Carmella, Dana Brooke, Lacey Evans, and Nikki Cross versus Team NXT, which we still don't know who exactly is going to be a part of Team NXT, Todd.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's confusing, these teams with NXT. You just don't know who's going to be on these routes. I wonder if they're doing it on purpose just so they can have surprises.
It doesn't matter. SmackDown's going to take that one.
Who gets the final pin?
Sasha Banks.
That makes sense. Okay. Aaron, go.
I'm totally in. I think this will be Team SmackDown's only win of the night. I might regret that if I don't remember the other matches, but Sasha Banks gets a pin. They need to make her look strong.
This will be SmackDown's second win of the night. We'll get to there in the future.
All right, we'll see.
I also agree Sasha Banks needs this more than anyone in this match. And just the whole question mark of who is going to be a part of Team NXT.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to say they are going to win this women's match.
Yeah.
Notice I'm saying women's, because we don't know who's going to be on the men's team.
No.
Speaking of the men's team, we got Team Raw, Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre, and Ricochet versus Team SmackDown, Roman Reigns, King Corbin, Mustafa Ali, Shorty G, and Braun Strowman versus Team NXT. Tuck, you brought up earlier, you said that there were rumors that Triple H might compete for Team NXT here.
He's also walked it back. Rumors have popped up, but he's walked back saying he doesn't want to take any of the shine away from NXT. You could still put 4 dudes with him and make it look pretty good.
Do you have a winner here? Definitive winner?
Team Raw.
Ooh.
Last man standing is?
Drew McIntyre.
I like that. I like
It's
that.
going to be hard for me to not have Seth Rollins, but we got to get going with Drew McIntyre here, boys. I'm getting tired of it.
I agree.
When's the last match he's wrestled to a finish? So that should be a nice...
Ricochet? Maybe.
Wasn't there a run-in?
Maybe, probably.
Yeah, probably.
That's what
if
I'm
it's
saying.
Monday Night Raw, then yeah. Aaron, Ben, Survivor.
Team NXT, and I don't really care who's a part of it.
God damn it.
But I think the whole point of this pay-per-view is for NXT to come out on top. I don't know how they're going to come to that assessment. I don't know if it's just whoever wins that match is technically the champ of Survivor Series.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're going to do it, but this is going to
Probably
be
a 8-foot trophy like they're big fans
like
of.
Gallows and
there you go.
Anderson won.
And then, you got the rumors of the after, what might happen after, but you could save that. But I think the whole point of this is for Team NXT to come out on top. Don't know who's the roster is. Don't know who's going to be on this team, but I'm going to take Team NXT regardless.
There you
I'm
go.
assuming NXT is going to have a combination of like Ciampa, Riddle, Lee.
Yeah.
I mean, those guys have to be in there. They're the cornerstone baby faces of
Yep.
NXT.
Balor?
Whoever
Finn Balor?
Balor?
He's a heel. No, I say no.
Triple H's possibility is there.
I like that.
Even though
I'm
that
for
he's trying to shun it away.
I'm for
I think
it.
Triple H,
Maybe he's shunning it away, but that team culture that we talk about with NXT, the wrestlers in the back are rallying him to strap it up for NXT.
Right. I agree. I like it.
And he saddles it up and
we still don't even know who the extra person is going to be for War Games. So that might play. If it's Johnny Gargano, how's Johnny Gargano not in that match?
right.
Or if it's Velveteen Dream, how's Velveteen Dream not in that match?
That match is going to be so long though.
what if it's a guy by the
Oh,
name
here
of
we go.
Phil Brooks?
Oh, God.
CM Punk.
No
what
way.
if CM Punk?
Zero.
Zero. I will go 0.00001% chance.
I just want to be that guy.
Okay, you could be that guy because I do think at some point he'll make his appeal.
Which you will owe me $20. We bet
Fair
$20
enough, we did.
that I said he will make an in-ring return one day.
But
Now, here's the question. Odds that there will be a CM Punk chant or two.
there was already one. There was
$1,000,000%.
there was
There's
one.
going to be infinite
There was one at
chances.
AEW.
There was one
At All
during.
Wait, was there really one at Dynamite?
Yes. No, at All Out.
They had a CM Punk chant during McIntyre and Kevin Owens, which was a great match.
Two great superstars.
And it was like, why is CM Punk chants going on right now?
'Cause he's
We're
back.
bored.
He's
CM
back.
Punk.
They love him. I mean, if he were ever to get back in the ring, it'd just be insane. But
All right, Gags.
Team
Taking-
NXT.
Taking
Yep.
smack. Okay.
No,
No.
Team NXT. I'm in agreement just based on the fact that the unpredictability factor here, I think, weighs heavily for the men's team, that is. I think there's also a lot of things that can combust with the other teams. You got Ricochet and Randy Orton. They're kind of hinting towards something there. Maybe there's a feud. SmackDown, you have King Corbin, Roman Reigns. Not a lot of people are like-minded. I think NXT is more of the cohesive team.
Gable and Corbin too.
Yeah, Gable and Corbin have their history with King of the Ring. So, with that being said, give me Team NXT in the men's Survivor Series tag team match, which then will take us to the mid-card champions. AJ Styles, the United States champion, versus the Intercontinental champion Shinsuke Nakamura versus the North American champion Roderick Strong. This could be the match of the night right here, boys.
Could be.
It actually could. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm really excited to see Shinsuke Nakamura walk away with it.
Oh, that's your pick.
Ooh.
Give me a reason.
I think I just think it's time to push him again. I'm ready for it.
I get it.
We're on our way to WrestleMania. Start building that guy up. AJ doesn't need it. Roderick Strong won't be able to use it, I don't think. Shinsuke for the win. You got Sami Zayn might run in. It's a triple threat, so there's no DQ.
Correct.
Sami Zayn comes in. He's an idiot for a minute. Shinsuke for the dub. You're welcome, boys.
Okay, well, I'll also
Okay.
counter you and say the club can come in.
Yeah.
So I'm
Bang!
I'm taking AJ Styles.
AJ Styles will not win. Shinsuke.
Well, I'm going AJ Styles. I think we all could come to the agreement that Roderick Strong's not going to win this. I don't think
Dude,
so.
I would not count it out.
Well, he's smart. He
Picks his spots.
Okay.
What, Undisputed Era can't run in?
Yeah, they could.
Shinsuke's
too.
got the weakest
Yeah,
stable
dude,
behind
like,
him.
Everybody
what,
has
what,
their
what if they
posses.
all run in?
Okay.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, I like your Shinsuke points because they wouldn't put him with Sami Zayn if they didn't have like this sort of push they have coming. So I could see that, but I'm going AJ Styles. I'm going with the best wrestler, the best guy in the match. I think the club will make an appearance. I also respect your opinion on Sami Zayn coming in and making an appearance, but I'm just going to give it to the guy who's clearly the best of the three, just to make him to obviously
solidify the fact that he is.
The Undisputed Era comes down to try to help Roderick. The OC takes them out. They get in a scrap, double scrap. Sami Zayn runs in. Shinsuke wins.
Who has the least amount of momentum going in this match?
Oh man,
I think it's Shinsuke.
That would be my answer.
Okay, that's
who's going to win this match?
Shinsuke
Nakamura.
Well,
Shinsuke, right. Just like Tucky said, needs this more than anyone.
He does.
AJ is the United States champion. He's winning matches all the time against Humberto Carrillo. And
that's
Cedric
credible.
Alexander.
That's real credible.
Fuck you.
Yeah,
Shinsuke Nakamura needs something. What is it? A win over Roderick Strong and AJ Styles.
Oh my God, I could see it now too. Sami Zayn just being like, he's the best of all of the whatever you want to call champions.
You're obviously not going to call him mid card.
No, I mean, but he'll word it some way to make it like he's the best champion ever.
Yeah, I'm sure. And Sami Zayn's great on the mic. He's doing a great job there. So we got 4 more matches here. The tag team champions.
Bro, it's going to be a long night.
I think
this will be a very long night.
I think you're looking at the match of the night right here.
Another candidate for match of the night. The Viking Raiders representing Raw. Undisputed Era representing NXT. The New Day representing SmackDown. I will go first. It's not the New Day.
No.
They are not going to win this match. They just won the titles. They don't need a win here.
Right.
Who needs to win the most? Viking Raiders. I think they've been facing these jobbers. What's so credible about that? They beat Chris Bryan and Anthony Rizzo just like the Cardinals did.
Jeez, yeah. I can't believe they beat MLB
East
baseball
Hampton,
players.
The East Hampton Polo Boys, too, man. Those guys are vicious. You don't want to mix it up with them after 1 a.m.
Undisputed Era is going to get a win on Saturday. They don't need a win here on Sunday. Viking Raiders win this tag team matchup. Aaron.
I like it, but I'm going Undisputed Era. I'm going
doubling down on the Undisputed Era then, right? Oh no, did you?
No,
pick
I have them losing.
Okay.
So I'm going Undisputed Era just because I think it therefore solidifies how good they are, and I think they want to add maybe some more credibility to the whole faction in and of itself.
Sure.
So
maybe get them main roster ready.
Exactly, and so. I'm going to agree with you. The New Day has no chance. If the Viking Raiders were to win, okay, it wouldn't surprise me. But I'm going to go with Undisputed Era just because I think they want to make a statement. And also, I think this would put – no, never mind. Nah, it might. I'm trying to combine like all the wins throughout the night. Who is like the technical winner? I'm just going to go Undisputed Era because I think they want to solidify them even more than they already are.
Dug it.
Undisputed Era. Let's go. New Day and Viking Raiders mix it up.
Oh,
the Undisputed they're the ones that gas each other up. The Undisputed Era pins the New Day. The Viking Raiders do not look weak in defeat. They don't get pinned.
Tuck, you surprise me every single week with your...
I'm trying to get better, man. I like it. This
your wrestling thinking is getting there, and I'm proud of you. And that makes sense, but the Viking Raiders are going to win because I said so.
Bro, they struggle against the Forgotten Sons.
Yeah, shut up. True. We don't talk about that.
You were not happy.
I wasn't. I'm still not happy about
So because they had a long match against Forgotten Sons, they're going to come out and just whoop ass.
The exact story here. That's what we're telling.
We're trying to.
Viking Raiders
real deal.
Yeah. This is all for huge stakes right now. A drink on Wednesday night, but the women's champions are going to go at it. The Becky Lynch, the champion of Raw. Shayna Baszler, the champion of NXT. Bayley, the champion of SmackDown. Tucky, lead us off here.
I think a focal point of this feud is between Bayley and Shayna Baszler. I think they've run in and got after it,
especially on SmackDown,
more than either, and that's why Becky Lynch is going to
win. Don't agree. I think Bayley pinned Shayna Baszler because I think you don't want Becky, obviously your hottest thing, to look weak. So I don't think will take the pinfall if she loses. You obviously have had the run-ins between Bayley and Shayna Baszler, and I think that's what's ultimately going to be the highlight of this match. I think they want to push heel Bayley some more. They want to give her some credibility by pinning the NXT champion, so I'm going Bayley.
I am going to agree with Aaron once again. I think Bayley needs this win the most. Becky.
Easiest drink I've ever earned.
Oh, wow. He's calling his shot.
Wow.
All right, Tucky.
I'm joking.
I think Shayna's the one where we can say she's not going to win. But then again, shit, if I have her losing Saturday, is she going to lose Sunday too? I'm going with Bayley. I'm sticking with it. I think she recently turned heel. She needs more momentum going into WrestleMania and the Royal Rumble. So I'm going to take Bayley in this matchup, which then we have now our singles championship matches where this is the only opportunity where a title can change hands to this night on Survivor Series. We have the Universal Championship, Bray Wyatt, The Fiend, versus Daniel Bryan. Tucky, we didn't talk about this last week. Daniel Bryan is the new contender for The Fiend's Universal Championship. First off, what are your thoughts on this feud? And does Daniel Bryan have any chance here?
He does not have a chance. I don't think. And they're going to give him a fight. They're going to give him some offense. They're going to give him some resilience. But you can't put the title on The Fiend and take it away so quick.
Do you like Daniel Bryan as the next guy for?
Sure. Yeah, there's backstory, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's history. Yeah. He's part of the Wyatt family.
Right,
Yep.
and that's a good element.
Believe it or not, he had a match in Chicago as a member of the Wyatt family. Daniel Bryan did. So
I will believe it.
Hell in a Cell?
Because you said it.
It wasn't Hell in a Cell.
It
It
was
was
a
a
steel
steel
cage
cage match.
match.
It was a house show.
Okay.
But they were in. That's when Daniel Bryan was a part of the Wyatt family. But nonetheless, Fiend.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't. The Fiend might hold the belt at WrestleMania. That's at least in my thought process. So I like Daniel Bryan being another one of the contenders. But there's no way that the Fiend loses here. Like Tuck said, though, Daniel Bryan, they'll get his offense in, they'll have a little stuff. But after what I saw at Crown Jewel between Rollins and the Fiend, I don't know. I don't know how they're going to book for him to lose at some point, but it ain't here.
You're going to have to build someone up for a long period of time before they take the title from the Fiend.
And they've got to get to a dark place.
I've got two in mind.
I think Daniel Bryan could be it. You can prolong this feud as long as possible. You really could.
I've got two.
I'm listening.
First
a
one,
couple.
and it would take some building because of where he's at. Demon Finn Balor.
Yeah, you're gonna. How do you even write that?
That WrestleMania is in April. You got plenty of time.
Okay, please tell me how you're gonna get the
2021 WrestleMania. I'm in.
Yeah, how are you gonna get the Demon right now, who's in NXT to main
What about?
event?
Hold on, I got others. What about Aleister Black?
We've talked about that, Tuck.
See, I think he's got like
He's
a
got
12
Buddy
month.
Murphy.
I think he's got a 12-month lease on that black room. I don't know that he can get out.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Roman Reigns.
God, well,
Good.
see, those are the only two dark personalities that I know that can go there. So after that, I've got no clue.
See, I think they can do the opposite in super shine a face. Roman Reigns.
Oh God,
something like that.
Oh yeah, I'm in for that. I know the people would hate it, but I am so in for Roman Reigns showing that resilience and beating the Fiend. I'm in, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, in this match itself, the Fiend is obviously a lock to win. There's no way Daniel Bryan is going to take the Universal Championship, but eventually I think we are leading to the Ultimate Championship match with him and Brock Lesnar. I think ultimately this is what the Fiend is leading to. I think we're going to have that entity, the Fiend, this dark character, versus the Beast himself, Brock Lesnar, and we're going to unify those belts. I think it's time to finally unify those. So,
really,
with that thought being said, with that,
what's the purpose of the two? Honestly, I mean,
that's what I'm saying, because they both are not full-time champions.
But I mean, if you unify them, then you only have one main belt on one show, and if it would make sense, it would be on SmackDown. If you think the Fiend wins that, which I would think the Fiend wins that,
maybe,
but it's
maybe,
but then.
I just can't think of anybody other than Brock Lesnar right now that the Fiend could face. Like, if we're going to throw Roman Reigns at the Fiend, I feel like we're going to revert back to where we were, where he was getting booed.
Well, here's my thing then. If you're going to unify the belt, then there has to be a thought process that anybody from any brand can challenge at any time.
And I think that will be a thing. I think that's what we're ultimately leading to.
Okay, so then someone on NXT. So let's say Finn's still at NXT. The
Sure.
Demon can face him.
Yeah, maybe
Or
Adam
Rollins
Cole.
again, or Adam.
Well, and
exactly.
They are making a constituted effort to raise NXT to that third brand.
Okay.
Yes.
So that would have to happen, in my
So
opinion.
if that's the case, it makes sense.
Do they unify those two titles, make a universal champ of 3 brands, and then do a Raw champion, SmackDown champion?
I think you need an NXT
Yeah, you do.
champion.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You do NXT champion, Raw
Oh.
champion, SmackDown champion,
Yeah, that's,
and then you have one champion above all 3, the champion. I
Might
do
be
think
a
you
lot.
get.
It's a lot
I do
of
think you
champions.
get clouded. You get crowded. How do you book a pay-per-view if you have 3 titles and a universal?
Yeah, and then I think it also diminishes the other titles.
Yeah, and then you
that
book
they've already have a
yourself.
bunch of history on.
I get where we're going with that, but I do. But I'm going to go with The Fiend to retain his Universal Championship, which then I don't know if this will main event. Probably won't. I don't know. But then again, what would main event Survivor Series?
Yeah, that's true.
The WWE Championship, Brock Lesnar, the champion, versus Rey Mysterio. This is a match that we've kind of been, working up to. Aaron, I'll let you go first here.
Yeah. I kind of like the build. I know it's kind of like, okay, Rey Mysterio is like 5'8" going against Brock Lesnar. Like, what can we do here?
I think he's smaller than that.
Well, yeah. So, but making it a no disqualification, no holds bar match, that
that's
Cain
true.
Velasquez is going to get involved. In my opinion, I think something is going to happen. They're going to try and add some credibility to where they gives Rey Mysterio a chance. Because in all reality, you look at this match, you're like, how does Rey Mysterio have a chance against Brock Lesnar? And so I think adding this element kind of gives it a little more juice. Like the Fiend and Daniel Bryan match, I don't see how Brock Lesnar doesn't win this match. He's going to get tested. I wouldn't be surprised, like I said, if Cain Velasquez comes out, but Brock Lesnar is going to win, and then it's going to go on from who's next from there. And I think that'll kill this feud. Hopefully, I've been okay with it, but at the same time, I'm ready for Brock to move on to somebody more credible. And I'm not trying to diminish Rey Mysterio, but just in all reality, Rey Mysterio against Brock Lesnar, there should be no chance there. So, I'm going to take Brock.
Doug it?
The no disqualification stipulation has me intrigued. We talked about it last week. The only way Rey Mysterio can win is if there is no disqualification. And a little bit of help from Dominic.
Yeah.
Dominic getting involved?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then just
He's
wrecked.
exacting revenge for Papa Mysterio. Rey Mysterio wins. Short title reign.
Wow.
Rey Mysterio wins.
Wow.
As crazy as that sounds,
I love
No.
Brock Lesnar versus the Littles.
Nope. No chance. Zero.
if we're comparing the major championship matches, I think this has a better chance of changing over
Agreed.
Daniel Bryan.
I would agree.
Rey Mysterio is way more credible than most people that would face Brock Lesnar here. Rey Mysterio is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Rey Mysterio has history with Brock Lesnar. They can put on a good match, but then we're going to go back and look at what happened to Kofi Kingston. He lost that match in 8 seconds to Brock Lesnar.
Yep.
If Kofi's going to lose that quick to Brock Lesnar, Rey Mysterio shouldn't stand a chance. I know there's a stipulation, but we're going to have to get people involved right away. Things are going to happen right away that are at the advantage of Rey Mysterio. So I think it's just too big of an uphill climb. I'm going to go with Brock to retain, but I don't hate the fact of doing a Rey change right now and then switch it right back maybe around the Royal Rumble. Will they do it? Probably not. Is it possible? I think it's in
Lesnar
their
comes
arsenal.
back, wins the Royal Rumble.
Oh, no, don't say that. He doesn't need to win the Royal Rumble. He doesn't need to win it. He doesn't need it.
Well, no. I mean, yes, that's true, but it makes sense.
No, just...
You know WWE will piss you off like that.
Yeah, but...
But who would be pissed about Rey Mysterio beating Brock Lesnar?
Me!
Really?
Yes!
Why?
I can't buy into that. I can't
All right, let's
buy
also
into
put
it.
this into account. There's rumors that Rey is going to go to AEW. So maybe
That's
they'll-
why they got to give him the title.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe
No.
they'll throw the
All right,
title
so
on
then
him.
if you're WWE, who cares? I mean, you're really telling me Rey Mysterio is like, who cares?
Are you kidding? You're acting like Rey Mysterio is a nobody.
He's-
Everybody knows who Rey Mysterio is.
He's not a nobody, but...
If he goes to AEW, that's huge. It's huge. It is.
Maybe.
How is it not?
I don't know. I don't
Marco
know.
Stunt will
Okay,
finally
but
have somebody around
that's-
his height to mix
It's
it up with.
unrelated. It doesn't matter. I can't.
Marco
I mean,
Stunt.
unless like Cain Velasquez like knocks out Brock Lesnar, which I mean, I guess could happen. I don't know. I'm still going Brock.
You're going Brock. I'm going Brock. Tucky is going with Rey Mysterio.
And again, part of that pick is that it was the last match we discussed. It's going to be a mix-up pick to see if I can sneak a point out. I'm not super convicted in that pick, but a little something to add variety could be the reason I'm swiping the card on Wednesday on the square.
Fair enough. That is fair enough. We will find out after this weekend who will be buying the drinks Wednesday night, but
who will be enjoying a little bit of the bubbly.
OTM will be taking over Chicago this week. And Aaron, any last thoughts on wrestling whatsoever? Any last things you want to say before we sign off?
Yeah, sure. I think things to look forward to after Survivor Series. I think the whole CM Punk dynamic is going to be very interesting going forward. Obviously, people are going to be speculating whether he gets back in the ring again, what happens. So we'll see what that whole dynamic goes. After Extreme Rules is in December, we get into TLC. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. We get into the Royal Rumble, and that's when things start picking up. And so I think you'll start to see some things unfold. But I would say the CM Punk dynamic is interesting. I'm always curious to see who they put against The Fiend every single month just because of how weird that character is. So I think that'll be interesting going forward. Then, we'll just lead in the Royal Rumble, and then that'll be the big speculation who wins that, and we'll go from there. But I think NXT is going to come out on top this weekend, and I think that'll launch that brand a little bit, and we'll see what happens.
Absolutely, 100%. And like I said, OTM is taking over Chicago, so if you are going to any of the events this weekend, hit us up at Pod on the Mark. Shoot us a DM. We can maybe shoot the breeze a little bit.
Yeah,
Talk about wrestling.
We are doing a live reaction show after the show tomorrow on Twitter. Well, today on Twitter, if you're listening to it on Friday as well.
Correct.
A SmackDown reaction show. There's going to be a lot of tidbits and snippets from throughout the day on Saturday as well as we get into some shenanigans. Might have a special guest that you've never met before. A good friend of mine, Andrew Lowe. Is going to War Games and Survivor Series. He might be making his way to Top Golf with us, but it's going to be a great weekend.
I'm excited.
A hell of a birthday month for Tucky.
Very hot. Stay hot, Tucky. You're having a month.
Surprise party, indoor skydiving, Lagunitas tour.
And then paying for me and Aaron's drinks next Wednesday on Blackout Wednesday.
There's a 33% chance, a 66% chance that I'm not. I'll tell you that.
You might want to go check those picks back and see what happens.
Are you talking to me? Are you looking at me? Me possibly losing?
Nah. I don't know.
Give us a shout. Give us a shout on Twitter. Who do you think is going to win the weekend between at Too Sweet Kyle, Too Sweet, at Jim Tuck 89, or Aaron, your handle at
the AA Ron.
There you go. Any underscores in there?
_Ron.
There you go. The AA _Ron.
I don't tweet very much, but I just go. Twitter's like news. It's like that's where I just pick up all my news. It's like, okay, what's going on today? You go on Twitter and you'll find it.
If there's a tidbit, you search it up on Twitter.
100%.
You get how quickly those things were popping off. But thanks again for listening. We will see you this weekend. Hopefully we'll see you this weekend, and we'll get to you. Visit at Pod on the Mark on Twitter, onthemarkpod.com. Thank you for listening to the On the Mark Wrestling Podcast.
Thanks for listening to the On the Mark Podcast.
Brock Lesnar going for F5 to Cena for the championship. Lesnar with the cover.
We hope you enjoyed today's episode. For more information and updates, make sure to follow us on Twitter at Pod on the Mark.